Welcome to Talk Fiction Audiobook. The book is Naruto Reborn Chapter 1. Becoming Naruto Uzumaki. What the hell is this place? Looking around at the unfamiliar room. He woke up from an unfamiliar bed with yellow bedding. He was wearing white pajamas. He reached up and pulled off the black sleeping cap on his head. Why did everything feel so familiar? This scene is so familiar it seems like I've seen it somewhere. After getting out of bed, he suddenly noticed a decorative painting hanging on the wall beside the bed. It depicted the Konoha symbol. The Konoha symbol, no wonder it feels familiar. The more I look at it, the more it seems like Naruto's room. The more he thought about it, the stranger it felt. He rummaged through the whole house looking for a mirror and finally found one in the bathroom. Looking into the mirror, he saw a familiar face. But it definitely wasn't his own. What's going on? How did I become Naruto Uzumaki? And, who am I? I have all my memories. I'm a fan of Naruto and have watched the whole series. Now I've become Naruto, but I've forgotten my original name. Now that he'd become Naruto, he quickly flung open the door and dashed out onto the street. His heart was pounding like a drum. Looking at the architectural style here, wasn't this Konoha village? He'd recognize this village even if it was reduced to ashes. Now, Naruto, he ran back to the room and searched everywhere for clues. He found Naruto's usual orange ninja suit and the Konoha ninja forehead protector. Could it be that I've time traveled? Not only did I time travel, but I've become Naruto. I can't remember my original name. I just remember that I finished watching Naruto Shippuden and was about to watch Boruto when suddenly everything went black. And then I woke up like this. From now on, I can only be Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto calmed himself down and looked at the calendar on the wall. The 15th was circled, and it said that the briefing would start at 9. Right, this is after Naruto graduated from the Ninja Academy. They're about to hold a briefing, and it's also the day when Team 7 is formed. Haha, knowing the whole plot of Naruto, I don't have to be afraid even if I've time traveled. Naruto said with a grin. There's one thing I've always wanted to try. I wonder what the instant noodles Naruto treasures taste like. Naruto ransacked the cabinets and finally found the instant noodles. After boiling the water, he couldn't wait to make the noodles. Suddenly, he noticed a carton of milk on the table. After thinking for a while, Naruto said, I remember this carton of milk should be expired. Drinking it will give you a stomachache. So he silently threw the carton of milk into the trash can. Let's eat. Naruto gobbled up the noodles and then said, it's just okay. It's not all that delicious. Why does Naruto like it so much? It's not as good as hot pot. After finishing the noodles, Naruto donned his orange ninja suit and strapped on his forehead protector, then took off like a shot. Hinata. Here I come. Naruto let out a ear-splitting shout, scaring several passers-by on the street. Naruto started running. Suddenly, someone attacked him from the front. The person shouted, let's have a showdown. Naruto stopped in his tracks. He watched as the person tripped over their own invisibility cloth and fell face first onto the ground. Konohamaru, Naruto said, I don't have time to play with you now. I'm leaving. After getting rid of Konohamaru, Naruto's target was the main road. As long as he got there, he would meet Hinata, so Naruto waited there. People were coming and going on the street until he saw a familiar face. Wow! Naruto exclaimed. It's Sasuke. This guy has really grown handsome. No wonder he's so popular. Sasuke, good morning. Sasuke, who happened to be passing by, heard Naruto's shout, glanced at him and then ignored him, looking aloof. Come on, what's so great about that? Naruto said proudly. So what if all the girls in the class have a crush on you? I have Hinata. I'm no worse than you. Hehehe, Naruto-kun. At this time, Hinata walked over. She noticed Naruto first, but Naruto's attention was still on Sasuke and he didn't notice Hinata's presence. Hinata's little face turned red and she stopped in her tracks. She didn't dare to get close to Naruto. Hehehe. Naruto was still giggling stupidly. After Sasuke walked far away, Naruto remembered he had something more important to do, so he continued to look around. Seeing Naruto looking around, Hinata thought to herself. Is Naruto-kun waiting for someone? Judging from his anxious look, the person he's waiting for must be very important to him. At this time, Naruto finally noticed Hinata. He scampered over. Standing in front of Hinata, he blurted out, I definitely won't kiss Sasuke today. I'll definitely save my first kiss for you. Ah, Hinata blushed furiously and hit Naruto hard on the chest. Naruto was immediately sent flying. Hinata ran away shyly at a quick pace. After running far away, she stopped and looked back. She worried about Naruto but didn't have the courage to check on him. I'm almost done for. She's so strong. Naruto collapsed on the side of the road. He felt his internal organs churning and could hardly catch his breath. Naruto took a deep breath and gently rubbed his chest. Looking down, he saw a big bruise. It seemed that he was seriously injured. So scary. She's so strong, Naruto said. Looking at Hinata's delicate appearance, but that strength far surpasses that of adults in my original world. Is this the power of a ninja? Even Hinata, who seems to be the weakest now, is far stronger than me. Naruto endured the pain and walked forward slowly step by step. Since he was beaten by Hinata, he thought it was kind of his own fault. Naruto thought to himself, even if I know the plot, it doesn't help much. If I don't follow the plot, unexpected things can happen at any time. With great difficulty, he reached the Ninja Academy and entered the place where the briefing was being held. Naruto casually found a seat and sat down. At this time, Shikamaru, who happened to be passing by, said, Naruto. Weren't you supposed to fail to graduate? Why are you here? Can't you see I'm wearing my forehead protector? Naruto said. I've successfully graduated and am now a capable ninja on my own. Something's wrong. Naruto realized that the situation was very wrong. The conversation he just had with Shikamaru was precisely the same as in the original plot. If the plot followed the original one, wouldn't he be forced to kiss Sasuke? Naruto looked at Sasuke beside him. Sasuke just sat there silently, doing nothing, yet he exuded an air of handsomeness all over. No way, I have to get away quickly. I can't stay too close to Sasuke. Naruto stood up and took several steps back, trying to keep a distance from Sasuke. Sasuke, Sakura suddenly rushed over and pushed Naruto, who was blocking the way, aside. It turned out that Sakura was stronger and pushed Naruto straight towards Sasuke. Sakura instantly turned to stone, and so did everyone present. Sakura suddenly pushed Naruto and actually sent him towards Sasuke. Now Sasuke and Naruto were locked in a kiss.
Chapter 2. I'll arrange your happiness in the next life. Naruto and Sasuke retched. Both felt sick. Sasuke said, Naruto, I'll definitely kill you. Something's wrong. This isn't right. These words kept repeating in Naruto's mind. In his confused thoughts, he kept thinking, I promised Hinata. Why did this happen? God, I almost threw up the instant noodles I ate this morning. At this moment, all the girls in the class glared angrily at Naruto. Their fiery gazes seemed to be able to kill him. Especially Sakura. Since she had a crush on Sasuke, she not only envied Naruto but also resented him because Naruto had taken Sasuke's first kiss. Naruto shouted, It's none of my business. It was you, Sakura, who pushed me. I'm the victim. After saying that, Naruto immediately jumped out of the window and fled. After jumping out of the window, Naruto whispered, hee hee. Anyway, what comes next is the class assignment. I already know exactly how the classes will be divided. I don't need to be there at all. If I don't leave, Sakura will definitely beat me up. I'll slip away first. Naruto! Sakura stood by the window and shouted angrily. Her voice was simply deafening. Get back here right now. At the same time, she held her fist high, looking like she wanted to give Naruto a good thrashing. The following briefing was held in Naruto's absence. Naruto was bound to be scolded by the teacher, but the teacher had no choice but to hold the briefing as usual and divide all the graduated ninjas into classes. Naruto first went home. Then he rummaged through the trash can and found that box of expired milk. A sly look crept onto his face. By the time Naruto returned to the Ninja Academy, it was already noon. At this time, everyone was either having lunch, taking a rest, or chatting. Hee hee hee. Naruto climbed onto the high roof. Finally, he spotted Sasuke's figure. He said with a menacing look, How dare you take my first kiss and make me break my promise to Hinata? Even if you're a handsome guy, you'll have to pay the price. Naruto quietly sneaked over and approached the house where Sasuke was without making a sound. He saw Sasuke leaning against the window, eating a rice ball. Sasuke didn't notice Naruto's arrival. Naruto directly jumped into the wooden house and took advantage of the first strike advantage to launch a sneak attack on Sasuke. The two got into a brawl inside the house. However, Sasuke was the strongest in the class, while Naruto was the weakest. Even with the advantage of a sneak attack, Sasuke was still able to counter, attack Naruto, and instantly knocked him to the ground. Humph! Sasuke gave a cold snort. He just glanced slightly at Naruto, who was lying on the ground, beaten, then turned and jumped out of the window, leaving the place. After taking care of Naruto, Sasuke wordlessly headed to the forest, side park of the Ninja Academy. At this time, Sakura was sitting on a bench by the road having lunch. Sakura was packing up her lunchbox. When she looked up, she saw Sasuke standing under the shade of a tree in front. And it seemed that Sasuke was also looking at her. Sakura was smitten and immediately started fantasizing. In her mind, she wondered if Sasuke would walk over, initiate a conversation, and then confess his love right away. Ah, it was just too wonderful. If only it were true. But the real Sasuke probably wouldn't do this. Sasuke moved. With his flowing hair, the forehead protector emblazoned with the Konoha symbol sparkled in the sunlight. With a smile on his lips and a confident look on his face, he walked straight towards Sakura. The most charming part of you is your broad forehead. I just can't help but want to kiss it. Ha! Sakura looked shocked. Sasuke sat directly next to Sakura, playing with his hair and saying, "What's your opinion on Naruto?" Ha! Sakura's mind couldn't turn around for a moment. Didn't he just say he wanted to kiss her forehead? Why did he suddenly bring up that annoying Naruto? Naruto doesn't have much to talk about. He always brings all sorts of troubles to everyone and doesn't know how to rein himself in at all. Sakura blurted out whatever came to mind and then continued. Naruto doesn't have parents, right? Maybe no one disciplines him, which is why he acts like this. Shoo! Sasuke put his finger to his lips in a shushing gesture and said, "Don't say this in front of me in the future, because like Naruto, I don't have parents either." Sakura was instantly petrified. She was roaring inside. What should I do? What should I do? Did I say the wrong thing? Will I offend Sasuke? Will Sasuke hate me? This is bad. Sasuke definitely won't talk to me anymore. Sasuke, I didn't mean you. That, Naruto. I didn't mean Naruto either. Sakura stammered at this moment, not even knowing what she was saying. Sasuke whispered in Sakura's ear in a gentle tone, "Give me a warm hug the next time you see me." After saying that, Sasuke immediately slipped away and ran away in an instant. In the blink of an eye, no one knew where he had gone. Ha! Where's Sasuke? Why did he run away? Sakura looked around but couldn't see Sasuke's figure. Then she said, "I understand. So the usually so cold Sasuke can actually be shy. He must have run away because he was shy." "Okay," Sakura said excitedly. "I'm going to find Sasuke and give him a warm hug." At this time, in a wooden house, Sasuke was tightly bound, and there was still a trace of fear in his eyes. That Naruto not only mastered the transformation jutsu, but also proficiently employed the Kage clone jutsu. It turned out that during the previous battle, after Naruto entered the wooden house, he first launched a sneak attack on Sasuke. However, Sasuke, with his excellent skills, instantly countered Naruto. After overpowering Naruto, Sasuke let his guard down. Overpowering Naruto, who had the worst grades in the class, didn't need much effort. It was a piece of cake for Sasuke. Just when Sasuke was slack, Naruto, who had been overpowered on the ground, suddenly emitted white smoke. When the white smoke cleared, it turned out to be a substitution log. Substitution jutsu. Sasuke was greatly shocked. It turned out that the Naruto he had overpowered was fake, just a substitution jutsu. And the real Naruto took advantage of the opportunity. Before Sasuke could react, he formed hand seals and performed the Kage clone jutsu. The Kage clone jutsu enabled Naruto to create multiple clones, and instantly, 7 Narutos emerged on the scene. The 7 Narutos pounced on Sasuke, pinning him to the ground and tying him up tightly with ropes. "Hee hee," Naruto said smugly. "Sasuke, you think being a straight-A student makes you so great? This is the consequence of looking down on a school underachiever like me." "Naruto, what the hell do you want? I want to treat you to some milk." Naruto took out a carton of milk and forced Sasuke to drink it. Sasuke's face showed a look of shock. He really couldn't understand why Naruto was making him drink milk. "I've got my revenge," Naruto said triumphantly. "You stole my first kiss, and this is your payback." "Naruto, you're asking for trouble," Sasuke shouted angrily. "I'll definitely teach you a lesson." "I'm waiting," Naruto said with a big grin. "But I'm fair. The score for you stealing my first kiss is now settled. But I'll also arrange your future fortune." Sasuke angrily asked, "What are you talking about?" "Transformation jutsu." Naruto employed the transformation jutsu and instantly transformed into Sasuke's likeness, then jumped. Chapter 3. Konoha Taijutsu Ultimate Art, 1000 Years of Death. Sasuke struggled for a while to break free from the restraints. By now, he was furious and searched everywhere for Naruto in silence. Sasuke arrived at the forest, side park, and happened to meet Sakura. With a gloomy face, Sasuke asked, "Do you know where Naruto is?" However, Sakura dashed forward and embraced Sasuke tightly, leaving Sasuke momentarily stunned. Sakura was really enjoying this wonderful moment. How she wished this moment could last forever. So this was what it felt like to be in Sasuke's arms. So warm and intoxicating. Sakura heard some strange noises. It seemed that some strange gurgling sounds were coming from Sasuke's stomach. Since Sakura was clinging to Sasuke at that time, she could hear it especially clearly. Sasuke's face turned completely red. He felt extremely uncomfortable in his stomach and urgently needed to go to the toilet. Sasuke pushed Sakura away and ran off quickly without looking back. He found the nearest toilet, rushed in, and then had a bout of diarrhea. 10 minutes later, Sasuke came out of the toilet. Suddenly, there was another strange feeling in his abdomen. He quickly hid back in the toilet again. At the same time, Sasuke's angry roar came from the toilet. Naruto? On a nearby rooftop, Naruto was watching all this with a big grin on his face. He gave a thumbs up and said, "Even a handsome guy can have diarrhea." The next day, Sasuke and Sakura arrived at the classroom of the Ninja Academy early. Sakura clung to Sasuke, while Sasuke wore a disgusted look because he thought Sakura was too noisy and wouldn't even let him have a moment's peace. "Good morning, you two." Alone in the classroom, "Did you do anything?" Naruto entered the classroom. "Naruto, you left the briefing early yesterday." Sakura shouted at Naruto, but actually in her heart she was thinking, if you had come a little later, I might have had something going on with Sasuke. "Naruto, just leave quickly." "Naruto!" Sasuke stood up, with a murderous aura all over his body. He stared at Naruto with a terrifying look and said, "What did you make me drink yesterday?" "Don't be nervous," Naruto said calmly. The briefing yesterday was to form Team 7 with the three of us, led by Jonin Kakashi Hatake. "I've known this for a long time." "How do you know?" Sakura was stunned. "Sasuke," Naruto said confidently. "After a while, Teacher Kakashi will enter the classroom. Do you believe I can sneak up on him? If I can sneak up on Jonin Kakashi Hatake, then our feud will be settled." "Ah," Sasuke sneered. "You, this good for nothing, want to sneak up on a Jonin? That's just plain stupid. Watch and see. A Jonin is nothing special." Naruto picked up a blackboard eraser and wedged it in the classroom door. As long as Kakashi pushed the door open and came in, the blackboard eraser would fall and hit him on the head. "Humph," Sasuke said disdainfully. "How could a Jonin be fooled by such a clumsy trap?" Just then, Kakashi poked his head in, peeked through the door crack into the classroom, and then pushed the door open. The blackboard eraser fell and hit him right on the head. "What?" Sasuke was greatly shocked. He started to wonder if the Jonin in front of him was an imposter. "Ha ha ha!" Naruto laughed uncontrollably, as if he had done something truly remarkable. "Sorry, sensei. It's all Naruto's fault. I've tried to stop him." Sakura pretended to be innocent while thinking to herself, "Great." Kakashi said coldly, "You three are extremely annoying. Since you've annoyed me, I'm going to send you back to the Ninja Academy." Kakashi's words shocked everyone. Both Sasuke and Sakura were shocked, but Naruto remained unusually calm. Kakashi said, "Gather at Komori early tomorrow morning. None of you are allowed to have breakfast. Those who violate this rule will have to repeat their studies at the Ninja Academy. That's all for today." Early the next morning, Sasuke and Sakura arrived at Komori early. Both of them skipped breakfast. After waiting for a long time, Naruto finally showed up. "Naruto, you're so late," Sakura complained. "You won't get us sent back to the Ninja Academy, will you? I don't want to go back to school again." Don't worry, Naruto burped and said. "It's no big deal." "What?" Seeing Naruto burp, Sasuke exclaimed, "Didn't Kakashi-sensei tell us not to have breakfast?" "I not only had breakfast, but I also ate too much," Naruto said. "But you have to keep it a secret from me. Don't let the sensei know." Sasuke looked anxious. He was afraid that Naruto would hold them back. If he got dragged down by Naruto and had to repeat at the Ninja Academy, it'd be so unfair. Sasuke said, "Just don't drag me down." At this time, Kakashi finally appeared and said apologetically, "Sorry everyone. I'm late." "You're way too late." Sasuke and Sakura shouted in unison. "Let's get to the point. Today's task is a survival exercise." "This is no ordinary exercise," Kakashi said seriously. "I've got 2 bells on me. Only those who get the bells will pass the test. That means at least one of you 3 will have to repeat your studies at the Ninja Academy. It's even possible that all 3 of you will go back to school. Use any means you can. You can use shurikens. In short, snatch these 2 bells." Kakashi showed the 2 bells in his hand and said, "The time limit is until noon. Those who can't snatch the bells until noon will be punished by not being allowed to eat and have to watch me eat." "Understood," Kakashi said. "Then start." Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura scattered and each found a hiding place. Naruto didn't dare to move. He touched his butt and thought to himself, "It's terrifying. If I go out now, I'll definitely get hit by Kakashi's 1,000 years of death. I'd rather take on the 3rd Hokage than face Kakashi alone." As time passed by second, none of the 3 dared to make the first move. Kakashi stood still in place and was so bored that he took out a book from his fanny pack to read. Kakashi thought to himself, "They're really patient. They haven't made a move for so long. Especially Naruto. That really surprised me. I didn't expect he could hide like a proper ninja." Kakashi urged, saying, "It's almost noon, you know. If you don't come to grab the bells, all 3 of you will have to go back to the academy." 2 shurikens whistled through the air. Kakashi easily caught them between 2 fingers. Sasuke launched the first attack, leaping from a tree and diving head first towards Kakashi's head. Kakashi simply took a step back to dodge Sasuke's attack. Sasuke threw consecutive punches at Kakashi's face and ribs. Kakashi kept reading his book and didn't even look at Sasuke. He deflected all of Sasuke's attacks with just one hand. At this moment, a kunai flew straight at Sasuke. Startled, Sasuke quickly flipped in mid-air to dodge it. Distracted by the suddenly appearing kunai, Sasuke changed his position and was now facing away from Kakashi. Kakashi then formed the Taurus seal with his hands. Sakura shouted in shock, "Sasuke, get out of the way! He's going to use ninjutsu. You'll die!" Sasuke was shocked and thought to himself, "What? This? I don't have time to dodge." Konoha Taijutsu, Ultimate Art, 1,000 Years of Death. Kakashi said nonchalantly. Chapter 4, Naruto's Preparation. As Kakashi shouted 1,000 Years of Death, Sasuke felt something strange in his lower body. With a sudden force from Kakashi, Sasuke let out a pig-like scream. Sakura stood there, stunned. It seemed that she had witnessed something extraordinary. "No, I saw nothing. I saw nothing. Sasuke, I didn't see. Sasuke." Sakura was hypnotizing herself, trying to convince herself, and wipe out what she had just seen from her mind. Sakura let out a loud roar and rushed straight towards Kakashi. At the same time, she was shouting in her heart, "How dare he treat my Sasuke like this? It's absolutely unforgivable." Kakashi just gave Sakura a simple look, and Sakura suddenly felt as if an electric shock had run through her body. When she came to her senses, she saw Sasuke lying on the ground covered in blood. At this moment, Sasuke looked extremely wretched. He was lying on the grass with his butt sticking up high. After being hit by the 1,000 Years of Death technique, blood kept flowing out of his butt, soaking his entire pants red. Seeing the scene, Sakura suddenly felt weak all over. Her mind went blank as if there was a short circuit, and then she fainted. It's Kakashi's genjutsu. Naruto was hiding in the grass. When he saw Sakura suddenly faint, he immediately guessed that Sakura must have been hit by a genjutsu. Naruto turned his gaze to Sasuke. Sasuke's situation was no better. After being hit by the 1,000 Years of Death technique, Sasuke buried his face deep in the soil. His body wasn't badly injured, but his heart seemed to have been tortured hundreds of. Damage is negligible, but the psychological damage will take a lifetime to heal. Naruto touched his own butt. Fortunately, he had hidden until the end. If he had been the first to challenge Kakashi, he probably wouldn't have escaped this move. Next, there's one more. Kakashi stood up and looked around, as if looking for Naruto's hiding place. Naruto immediately felt nervous, and especially, his lower body involuntarily tightened. "Found you!" Kakashi disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he had teleported to the front of the grass where Naruto was hiding, and his whole face was pressed against the grass. Frightened, Naruto quickly crawled out of the grass. Kakashi said, "The kunai that was thrown at Sasuke just now was thrown by you, right?" "Ha!" Naruto let out an embarrassed laugh and said, "I just couldn't aim right. I missed. I originally wanted to throw it at you, teacher, but it ended up hitting Sasuke." "Really?" Kakashi said with a gloomy face, "But to me, it clearly seemed that you wanted to hit Sasuke with that kunai." Ha. Naruto continued to say awkwardly, "Teacher, you must have misjudged. Sasuke is my comrade. How could I attack him with a kunai?" At the same time, Naruto thought to himself, "I had no choice. I had to let Sasuke take the 1,000 Years of Death from me. So I had to throw the kunai at Sasuke to force him to expose the weakness of his back, so that you would use the 1,000 Years of Death on Sasuke." "Oh, is that so?" Kakashi said with a relieved look. "Sasuke is your comrade?" Naruto quickly said, "Yes, Sasuke is my comrade, and so is Sakura. We're in the same group. Don't try to fool me." Kakashi flashed behind Naruto and said with a gloomy face, "You're clearly trying to use Sasuke to test me. Damn it, let's go all out." Once Naruto realized he couldn't fool Kakashi, he decided to take him on. Immediately, he lowered his body and took advantage of his small size to slip under Kakashi's crotch. Seeing the area between Kakashi's legs, he imitated the gesture of 1,000 Years of Death. "I'd rather use 1,000 Years of Death on you than let my poor butt take it." That's what Naruto was thinking right then. 1,000 Years of Death. Naruto aimed at Kakashi's position, joined his palms together, with 4 fingers pointing forward, and stabbed straight. This doesn't feel right. Naruto felt his fingers hit something hard. Looking closely, he found he'd stabbed a broken piece of wood. He exclaimed, "It's substitution jutsu." He got away. What a fast speed. "Hey, you're the most unexpected one." Kakashi emerged again. It seemed he was praising Naruto, yet also belittling him as he said, "I thought you'd be the first one to be taken out today. I'm screwed." Naruto let out a wail. He didn't expect he still couldn't avoid it in the end. Konoha Taijutsu Ultimate Art, 1,000 Years of Death. Kakashi's eyes showed a fierce look. When he used this move on Sasuke just now, he only used 20% of his strength. But since Naruto dared to imitate this move and use it on him, Kakashi decided to use 50% of his strength. Naruto had no way to avoid it at all. He took Kakashi's move right in his lower body. Just as before, Kakashi joined his palms together, with 4 fingers pointing forward, and stabbed straight at Naruto's butt clank. Kakashi noticed something was wrong with the feel. It seemed his fingers had poked into something hard. Immediately, he thought, the feel is off. 1,000 years of death didn't hit Naruto. Could it be that Naruto used substitution jutsu like I did before? Kakashi looked closely and found it wasn't the case. Naruto hadn't used substitution jutsu, and his 4 fingers had indeed poked into Naruto's, but the feel was very strange. Naruto quickly jumped away, creating a distance between him and Kakashi, and watched Kakashi warily. Kakashi stood up straight and said, "Why is your butt so hard?" At this time, Kakashi felt a burning pain in his fingers, and his whole fingers were already swollen and red. Naruto took out a steel plate from his pants and said, "Because I put a steel plate behind my butt?" Kakashi was stunned for a moment and asked, "Why did you put a steel plate in your pants? Could it be you knew my taijutsu move in advance?" "Definitely not. How could I have known in advance?" Naruto took out steel plates from his chest and back respectively. In total, he took out 3 steel plates from his body and explained, "As a ninja, it's quite reasonable for me to carry some steel plates for self-defense, right?" Kakashi was speechless. His attention was distracted by Naruto's 3 steel plates, and he was in a daze for a moment. Kakashi thought to himself, is it reasonable for a ninja to carry steel plates? It seems to make sense, but there's always this nagging feeling that something is wrong. What on earth is the problem? "Come on, Sasuke!" Naruto suddenly shouted. Chapter 5. Sasuke is my best friend. Naruto was just a little bit away from reaching the bell. He cursed, "Damn it!" At the same time, Sasuke changed his move and launched a strong attack. After landing, he pushed off the ground with his legs, sprang up to Kakashi's waist, and reached out his hand to grab the bell. With a swish, Kakashi disappeared from the spot, making Naruto and Sasuke's faces change. When Kakashi reappeared, Sasuke had already taken a punch, and Naruto had been kicked. "Sasuke, what the hell are you doing?" Naruto shouted as he jumped up, still rubbing his chest because he had been kicked by Sasuke. TCH. Sasuke endured the pain on his face and said in a deep voice, "You're such a useless burden. If you hadn't gotten in my way, I would have gotten the bell long ago." It turned out that after Kakashi evaded their close-range attacks, Naruto accidentally punched Sasuke, and Sasuke's flying kick also landed on Naruto. They were both hit by each other's attacks and flew far away. Kakashi stood there looking relaxed. He had barely made a move and had skillfully used their attacks to easily defuse their siege. "Naruto!" Sakura roared. "Stop getting in Sasuke's way." "Shut up!" Naruto retorted. "If you're of any use, come and help us right away." "Naruto! What did you say? If you've got the guts, say it again." Sakura was instantly furious and forgot everything. She even rolled up her sleeves and chased after Naruto. Naruto was shocked and realized the situation was still dire. If they couldn't get Kakashi's approval, Team 7 would be disbanded, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would have to go back to the ninja because Sakura was chasing after him fiercely. Naruto could only run away, leaving Sasuke alone to face Kakashi. Kakashi shook his head, thinking this team was a bunch of good 4-nothings, even worse than he'd expected. They were even having an internal fight during the test. Sasuke was secretly delighted. Without Naruto and Sakura, when he was alone, he felt that his chances of winning had increased a bit. Sasuke reached behind him and directly threw several shurikens at Kakashi. He dashed forward, suddenly dodged to the side, and circled around to Kakashi's back. Kakashi glanced backward with his eyes and suddenly found that Sasuke had thrown a kunai to the side. He saw the kunai cut a rope hidden in the grass. "It's a booby trap!" When Kakashi saw this, he immediately realized that Sasuke had set up a booby trap nearby. Once the kunai cut the rope, the trap was triggered. Sure enough, a large number of shurikens and kunais shot out rapidly from the bushes in front and flew straight towards Kakashi's face. Kakashi was now caught in a pincer attack. In front, there were shurikens and kunais triggered by the trap, and Sasuke was glaring menacingly at him from behind. What on earth was Sasuke up to? Kakashi wondered, if I dodge, the shurikens and kunais triggered by the trap will hit Sasuke behind me. Is Sasuke trying to go down with me? No. Just as Kakashi was about to dodge, Sasuke wouldn't let him have his way. With 2 kicks and 2 punches, he attacked Kakashi all at once and firmly held him back. Judging from Sasuke's momentum, it was obvious that he didn't want Kakashi to move an inch. It seemed as if he wanted to trigger the booby trap and get caught in it together with Kakashi. No matter how desperately Sasuke fought, he couldn't match Kakashi's powerful strength. After just exchanging a few simple blows with Sasuke, Kakashi managed to break free and retreat. He suddenly burst out with powerful leg strength, allowing himself to retreat to safety. The shurikens and kunai triggered by the booby trap flew towards them in an instant. Since Kakashi had escaped from the battle circle and Sasuke didn't have time to dodge, 7 shurikens and 5 kunai all hit Sasuke's body. This Sasuke, I really can't believe he would do something so stupid. Kakashi muttered to himself. He had thought Sasuke had some kind of backup plan, but he never expected that a ninja would fall into the trap he had set, and it happened to be Sasuke. This really damaged his impression of Sasuke. Kakashi thought to himself, If it were Naruto who fell into the trap I set, I could still accept it. Why would Sasuke fall into his own trap? Could it be a ruse? Sure enough, after being hit by the shurikens and kunai, Sasuke lay straight on the ground. He was pretending to be dead, waiting for Kakashi to come closer. But after waiting for a long time, Kakashi didn't get near him. So Sasuke suddenly jumped up and pulled out the shurikens and kunai from his body. Oh, I see, Kakashi said when he realized that Sasuke wasn't actually injured. He saw Sasuke pull out a steel plate from under his clothes. The steel plate brought by Naruto also inspired Sasuke in the battle. So Sasuke secretly picked up the steel plate that Naruto had discarded, put it in front of his chest, and then set up the booby trap, planning to fight Kakashi to the death and snatch the bells with a desperate and unyielding attitude. The plan was good, but unfortunately, Kakashi didn't fall for it. The reason was that Kakashi thought highly of Sasuke. He knew that Sasuke was still very capable and wouldn't easily make the mistake of trying to go down with the enemy. If Sasuke knew that his plan failed because Kakashi thought highly of him, he wouldn't know whether to be happy or sad. On the other side, Sakura had lost her mind. She was holding up two huge fists and chasing Naruto fiercely. Naruto was hiding in the bushes, feeling worried. He knew that whether they could pass this test mainly depended on whether the three of them could work together. Those two bells were completely worthless. Even if they had the ability to get the bells, it would be useless. If the three of them weren't united, they still wouldn't get Kakashi's approval. I was just trying to grab the bells before to see if I could cooperate with Sasuke, Naruto said worriedly. It's all gone. If the three of us can't unite, the legendary team 7 will have to disband on the first day. I have to figure out a way to make Sakura come to her senses first, Naruto said to himself as he looked at Sakura below. Soon he came up with an idea and jumped down from the bushes. Naruto, dare you say what you said before again? Sakura said angrily, with a very frightening expression. Sakura, do you know? There's a secret I've always wanted to tell you. I finally decided to tell you today. What? Sakura regained some composure, but the more she thought about it, the angrier she got. Sakura growled inwardly. I don't give a damn about your so-called secret. I'm not interested in the slightest. If you dare spill the beans, I'll knock your teeth out. Actually, Sasuke has always had a crush on you. He told me this, Naruto said surprisingly. Sasuke is so shy that he doesn't dare to pour his heart out to the girl he likes. Sasuke is my best friend, so he told me the secret. Sakura was instantly gobsmacked, standing there still Naruto. Dare you say what you said before again? Sakura said angrily, with a very frightening expression. Sakura, do you know? There's a secret I've always wanted to tell you. I finally decided to tell you today. What? Chapter 6 The Man in Sasuke's Heart. Do you know? That's Sasuke. Don't look at him being so cold, usually. Naruto said mysteriously. Actually, Sasuke, Yeah. Sakura became more and more curious. She was extremely eager to know more about Sasuke, so she gradually moved closer to Naruto, wanting to hear what Naruto had to say in detail. Actually, Sasuke, Naruto said with a sly smile, he's really starved for love and attention. He works hard on his ninjutsu training just to catch your attention, Sakura. Sasuke really hopes to fight with you and go on missions with you. Although Naruto said so, he was thinking to himself, right now, except for that man, no one can get into Sasuke's heart. You're still a long way from winning Sasuke's heart, Sakura, but I'll keep trying to bring the two of you together. Sakura's face darkened at this moment. Naruto noticed something was wrong and asked, Sakura, what's wrong with you? Naruto, are you trying to fool me again? Sakura swung a punch forcefully. Naruto quickly dodged, and Sakura's punch missed. At this moment, Sakura felt something strange. Naruto actually dodged my punch. I've always been able to land my punches on Naruto before. Why did he dodge this time? Sakura felt as if she had lost something. This Naruto, who could dodge her punches, seemed different from the annoying Naruto she was used to. I'm not kidding you, Sakura, Naruto said in a glib tone. Yesterday, didn't Sasuke come to you? The first thing he asked you was where I was. You hugged Sasuke then, and he felt the long-lost love. All this was told to me by Sasuke. What? Now Sakura had to believe it. Although it seemed a bit absurd, thinking it over carefully, it didn't seem impossible. It seemed plausible that Sasuke liked her. In fact, these were just Sakura's wishful fantasies, fueled by her love-struck mind. She was just fooling herself, but this feeling was very sweet. Sakura was now immersed in joy. Oops! Naruto knew he had deceived Sakura and quickly said, Sasuke is in danger. He's at a disadvantage in the fight against Kakashi. Let's go and help Sasuke. We're a team of 3. Okay. Sakura responded readily, looking very obedient, as if she was willing to follow Naruto's words. At this moment, Sasuke was indeed at a disadvantage, but he wasn't in danger. Sasuke was filled with unwillingness. He had long sworn to kill that man. The driving force of his life was to kill that man with his own hands. That man hadn't been killed yet. How could he stay here for too long? Sasuke wanted to become stronger, move forward, and stand in front of that man to end his life with his own hands. I'm going to defeat Kakashi, Sasuke said with full conviction. I'm going to get the bell. I'm going to become a ninja. Fire release. Great fireball jutsu. Sasuke quickly formed the hand seals, took a deep breath, put his right hand to his mouth, and exhaled forcefully. A huge flame shot out of Sasuke's mouth and rushed towards Kakashi. Kakashi was shocked. He never thought a newbie straight out of the ninja academy could master an offensive ninjutsu of this level. Sasuke spat out a flame that rapidly expanded and eventually formed a huge fireball 3 meters in diameter, burning the ground where Kakashi was standing to a charred mess. As the flame contracted, the fireball dissipated as well. A deep pit appeared in the ground where the great fireball jutsu had burned, and thick smoke billowed straight up. He's gone! Sasuke was greatly surprised. Due to his lack of combat experience, he was totally flustered for a moment. Where's Kakashi? Did he hide behind me? No. Sasuke looked around, first to the left and then to the right. Finally, he thought of a possibility and quickly looked up at the sky and said, Did he hide above? Wrong, it's below. Kakashi's voice came from the ground. Sasuke immediately felt something was wrong, but it was already too late to react. The ground broke open, and a hand reached out. The hand that emerged from the ground grabbed Sasuke's ankle and pulled him into the soil. At this time, most of Sasuke's body was buried in the ground, with only his head still exposed. Kakashi emerged from the ground and looked at Sasuke coldly. His expression seemed to say, Kid, you're at least a decade too early to beat me. Kakashi squatted down and sighed. Alas, with your current level, you better go back to the ninja academy. Stop trying to be a ninja. Just then, there was a sudden whistling sound through the air. Kakashi quickly dodged. Several shuriken appeared where he had just squatted. Who is it? Kakashi looked in the direction from which the shuriken had come. Naruto was standing proudly on a tree branch, wearing a smug look on his face. Another good for nothing. Kakashi flashed and appeared behind Naruto. He grabbed Naruto's collar with one hand and wanted to throw him out. Suddenly, white smoke billowed from Naruto's body, and he disappeared into thin air. The Kage clone jutsu. Kakashi didn't expect to have been deceived, but he was Please, Sasuke, I'm here to save you. Sakura rushed out and ran towards Sasuke. Don't even think about it. Kakashi also rushed over to stop Sakura. Suddenly, several dark shadows appeared in the air, forcing Kakashi to stop in his tracks. He looked up at the sky and saw more than a dozen Narutos jumping down from the air. The dozen or so Narutos shouted and attacked Kakashi together. Kakashi didn't fight back. He let Naruto's clones entangle him. The other dozen or so Naruto clones swarmed up and tried to gang up on Kakashi. Oh my! Naruto's clones made the scene incredibly chaotic, and Kakashi disappeared without a trace, as if he had vanished into thin air. Sasuke! Sakura! Naruto dispelled the Kage clone jutsu and shouted at the same time. Kakashi is hiding nearby. Only if we three join forces can we deal with him. Because Naruto held Kakashi back, Sakura successfully rescued Sasuke. Kakashi, who was hiding nearby, was greatly shocked. He didn't expect Sakura to team up with Naruto to rescue Sasuke. Kakashi was hiding in the shadows, watching Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura back to back, forming a triangular defensive formation. He couldn't help but say excitedly, They are born ninjas! Sasuke said. Why did you come back to save me? Don't talk silly, Naruto said. We're Team 7. The three of us stand together through thick and thin because we're comrades. Naruto showed a beaming smile at this moment, but in his heart, he was thinking, Do you think I want to come back to save you? If I don't do this, how can I pass this assessment? Sakura was secretly looking at Sasuke at this time, thinking in her heart, Sasuke? How handsome he is. Even if the three of you work together, you won't be able to get the bells. You're doomed not to become ninjas. Kakashi walked out openly and walked straight towards the three of them. Sasuke and Sakura looked as if they were facing a great enemy, looking extremely nervous. Naruto shouted, The three of us, united as one, can achieve anything. Kakashi said viciously, Give up. It's impossible to succeed. Naruto shouted even louder, Sasuke. Sakura, tell him. The three of us are of one heart and will never give up. Sasuke shouted, We three will fight side by side. Sakura showed a smile and nodded. Congratulations. You've passed the test. Kakashi changed his expression and showed a look of great joy. In his heart, he was thinking, How many years has it been? After all these years, I finally met such outstanding genin. Chapter 7. From today on, we're genin. The legend begins. Sakura said. We passed the test. Didn't you say we had to get the bells to complete it? Sasuke thought to himself. He can't be going easy on us, can he? Sakura, what are you talking about? Naruto quickly said. It's good that we passed the test. Do you want to go back to the Ninja Academy and repeat the course? Kakashi said seriously with a straight face. In the past, I've led several batches of genin. They were all so single-minded, only focusing on grabbing the bells for themselves and never considering their companions at all. So I made them go back to the Ninja Academy to repeat the course. They're all a bunch of idiots. They only follow the rules I set and were only thinking about grabbing the bells. They never thought about why I set up this test. My real test was to see if the three of you could work together as a team. According to the regulations, you can only be considered qualified after getting the bells. In the world of ninjas, those who don't follow the rules are scum. But those who don't value their companions are even worse than scum. Although most of Kakashi's face was covered by the mask, he squinted his eyes at this moment, and it was obvious that he was smiling happily. Kakashi said with a smile, "Congratulations. You've passed the test. From today on, you're genin." Ha! Sakura showed a bright smile, and she was equally happy inside. Humph! Sasuke also showed a smile. He accepted Kakashi's concept. At least Kakashi didn't go easy on them. Naruto thought to himself, "Great. It's finally over. I saved myself from a tough situation. So happy." At this moment, Naruto glanced at Sasuke's but showed a mischievous look. Just thinking about Sasuke getting hit by the 1,000 years of death made Naruto feel like he could laugh in his dreams. Sasuke glared angrily at Naruto, and Naruto quickly averted his gaze. Team 7 is officially established. Starting tomorrow, you can go to the village to receive missions. Kakashi gave the three of them a thumbs up. At this moment, growls came from Sasuke and Sakura's stomachs. It seemed they were very hungry. Ha ha ha. Naruto took out 2 bento boxes from his backpack and handed them to Sasuke and Sakura, saying at the same time, "You didn't have breakfast, right? Hurry up and eat. I prepared these for you." "Naruto," Kakashi questioned. "Why did you bring bento boxes?" "Teacher Kakashi, didn't you just say?" Naruto said proudly. "It's not good to break the rules, but I brought bento boxes for my companions. This is the bond between the three of us." Kakashi had a string of black lines on his forehead and was momentarily unable to refute. A few days later, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura came to the office of the third Hokage and were waiting for the Hokage to assign them missions. On the huge desk, there were stacks of papers piled up like a mountain, filling the entire table. The old third Hokage was rummaging through the papers to select a suitable mission. "Which mission is suitable for you exactly?" The third Hokage flipped through each piece of paper and muttered, "This one won't do. It's too difficult for you. This mission has already been fulfilled." But he sat in the position of THG, guarding the whole village. Naruto knew that the old man in front of him was extraordinary. The large-scale Land of Fire is the most powerful country in the ninja world. In the Land of Fire, there is a ninja village called Konoha. Konoha Village is the strongest military force in the Land of Fire, and the Hokage is the super ninja in Konoha Village, commanding all the ninjas in Konoha and protecting the entire country. "Hey!" Naruto spoke up, saying casually, "Can you assign us some tasks with a bit more difficulty? These days, we've either been catching cats or dogs, or running errands for people. These tasks are so boring." "Naruto!" Sakura snapped, "We're newly promoted genin. We can only take on the lowest, level D, ranked tasks and help others in the village. What are you dissatisfied with?" But in her heart, she was thinking, Naruto is so right. These D, ranked tasks have been really boring these days. Since you put it that way, then I'll assign you a C ranked task. The third Hokage puffed on his pipe and said, "I'll have you protect someone." Sakura's eyes sparkled with excitement. She was overjoyed. She never thought that the Hokage would actually take Naruto's casual suggestion. Naruto kept silent, not saying a word at the moment. "Oh," the third Hokage said, "Naruto, I didn't expect you to be so patient. Aren't you curious about who I'll have you protect? Don't you want to ask?" Naruto gave him a look as if he were an idiot and said, "For a mere C-ranked task, who else could we protect? It can only be an ordinary person. Do you think they'll hand over a prince, duke, or a princess for me to protect?" The third Hokage looked surprised. It had only been a while since he last saw Naruto, but this guy really gave him a new impression. Naruto continued, "Even if you dare to hand over an important person to me for protection, I wouldn't dare to take on such a task." I said, "Lord Hokage, are you confused? Shouldn't you consider giving up your position as Hokage to me?" "Naruto, what are you talking about? How can you show disrespect to Lord Hokage? You should respect him." Sakura scolded him, while thinking in her heart, "This is so great. That old Hokage doesn't seem so impressive after all." Kakashi spoke up in a low voice, "You two calm down." Hearing this, Naruto and Sakura immediately stood up straight and behaved very obediently, losing all their previous casualness. Ahem. After coughing a few times, the third Hokage said, "Come in." As his voice fell, the door was opened, and an elderly uncle walked in. The uncle was wearing glasses and holding a bottle of wine in his hand. He looked completely drunk. "What? These are the kids they sent to protect me? Can they even do the job? What's wrong with this uncle?" Sakura thought angrily in her heart, "I really want to beat him up. Whether we can do it or not, you don't have a choice. Naruto said in a deep voice. We, Team 7, will protect you. If you're not satisfied with us, you can pay more to change the protectors. I didn't expect a shorty like you to talk so big. Just then, the uncle took a few more big swigs of wine, and his face turned bright red. Hey, do you want to have a one-on-one fight? Naruto, knowing that he was the shortest in the room, said bluntly, I'll even let you use both your hands and feet freely. Kakashi quickly grabbed Naruto, saying, that uncle is the one we're supposed to protect. How can you challenge him? That's just crazy. I'm Tazuna, the uncle then said. A world-famous bridge building expert. I'm planning to go back to my country to build a bridge. You guys have to protect me, well from the moment we set off until the bridge is completed, and that's the mission. Chapter 8. It's simply looking for shit. In front of the gates of Konoha village, Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna, the person they were escorting, appeared together. Everyone was ready to go, and Naruto was holding an extra cloth bag. Sakura asked, Naruto, what's that in your hand? Cat poop, Naruto said, opening the bag for Sakura to see. Sure enough, there were dark brown, bar-shaped feces in the bag. Sakura was so scared that she took several steps back, her face full of horror, while Sasuke showed a disgusted expression. He couldn't believe that one of his companions would bring feces when going on a long-distance journey. Kid, Tazuna said, what do you bring this stuff for? Do you want to have an extra meal on the way? You don't know Jack, Naruto said self-righteously. Yesterday, we took a D-rank task to help a noble lady find her lost pet cat. We finally found the cat, but it pooped everywhere. I'm just cleaning up the aftermath. Kakashi looked shocked and asked, what on earth made you pick up this cat feces? Everyone is responsible for maintaining the village's cleanliness, Naruto said, puffing out his chest. I'm going to be the Hokage in the future. This village will be mine, so of course I have to keep the village clean. When I see cat poop on the ground, should I just leave it there? Sakura couldn't understand what Naruto was doing. Sasuke also couldn't understand Naruto's reason. Kakashi and Tazuna both sighed, thinking in their hearts that Naruto was still young and a bit childish. Let's go, Naruto said boldly. Our target is the land of waves. The task is to escort an old man. Tazuna, who was walking at the back, shouted angrily, Kid, I think you're insulting the task giver. This goes against your village's rules. Hearing this, Kakashi quickly tried to calm him down, advising him not to take it seriously with Naruto. They walked for half a day. Everyone was in a relaxed mood because this was just a C-rank task, not very dangerous. So they were doing the task as if they were on a trip. Suddenly, there was a puddle in front. Kakashi noticed it and immediately felt suspicious. He realized that things were not that simple. Oops dash! Naruto wasn't careful while walking and accidentally tripped, falling flat on the ground. Tazuna couldn't stand it and said, Are you really a ninja, kid? This road is so flat that there isn't even a single pebble. How did you fall? Sorry. I just tripped accidentally. Ha ha ha. Naruto quickly apologized. Then he suddenly found that the cloth bag in his hand was gone. He had been holding it all the time, but the bag with the cat poop had slipped out of his hand. Naruto quickly looked around and finally found the bag in the puddle. It turned out that after he fell, the bag in his hand slipped out and fell into the puddle. Well, forget it, Naruto said helplessly. It's already in the puddle anyway. I won't care about it. Since we're already out of Konoha village's range, I'll just leave it as litter. Dash! Suddenly, retching sounds came from the puddle, scaring Naruto into quickly backing off. What's going on? Did you all hear that? There's a strange noise. Naruto quickly alerted the others, while thinking to himself, when he left Konoha village, he specifically brought cat feces, just for you guys. You've been hiding in the puddle, trying to ambush us. Now, taste the flavor of cat feces. It must be quite a good smell. In the surprised looks of the others, two men actually climbed out of that small puddle. They were wearing ninja gear and clothing, and there were also the symbols of Kiri on their bodies. These two were definitely ninjas. Kakashi immediately noticed that these two were only at the Chunin level and didn't take them seriously at all. At this moment, Kakashi's gaze instead fell on Naruto. Kakashi was thinking, is it my imagination? Did Naruto deliberately fake a fall and then throw the cat feces into the puddle to force these two ninjas out? Kakashi could hardly believe his own speculation. He was a jonin with rich combat experience. He could easily tell there were ninjas hiding in the puddle since it hadn't rained in recent days. On a hot summer day, a puddle appearing out of nowhere on the road looked extremely abnormal no matter how you looked at it. It seemed like a booby trap set by a ninja. It was normal for Kakashi to spot the abnormality of the puddle, but how did Naruto notice it? And he even specifically brought cat feces when he left the village, as if he had prepared for this moment. Forget it, I can't figure it out. I'll stop thinking about it for now. Kakashi cast aside all his speculations about Naruto. At this moment, it was most important to deal with the enemies first. Damn it! You did this! One of the mist ninjas pointed at Naruto and scolded. What's it got to do with me? Naruto said innocently, I just took a tumble. Who told you to hide sneakingly in the puddle? If you want to blame someone, blame yourselves for learning water-based ninjutsu. You even only know how to hide in places with water. Naruto's words stimulated Sasuke. Only then did Sasuke realize later and also notice Naruto's shining points. Sasuke thought to himself, this useless guy. He already knew there was a problem with the puddle. Without saying more, the ambush plan of the two mist ninjas failed. Since sneak attacks wouldn't work now, they could only launch a frontal attack. It could be seen that the two mist ninjas cooperated very well. Even their attacking ninja tools could be used in coordination. The two activated the ninja tools on their wrists, and a long chainsaw instantly appeared. The two mist ninjas each took one end of the chainsaw and rushed towards Kakashi with extremely fast footwork. They knew that the most powerful enemy they needed to deal with first at this moment was this Konoha ninja. But obviously, they didn't know who the Konoha ninja standing in front of them was. Kakashi just simply turned around and, at a faster speed, subdued the two mist ninjas. The two mist ninjas showed looks of shock. They couldn't believe that they had been defeated so quickly. In front of Kakashi, they couldn't even withstand one move. Kakashi grabbed one of them by the neck with his left and squeezed hard enough to make him unable to breathe. Then he clamped the other one's chest with his arm and made him pass out instantly. Hee. Naruto quickly stepped forward. He looked at the two subdued mist ninjas, their eyes rolled back and foaming at the mouth. What a lack of self-awareness, Naruto said in a scolding tone. You two Chunin dare to challenge a Jonin. You're just asking for a beating. Ha ha ha. Well. Although praised by Naruto, Kakashi felt a bit awkward at the moment because he couldn't quite figure Naruto out. Hey, old man. Naruto pointed angrily at Tazuna and asked, what do you have to say now? Why do ninjas want to assassinate you? Chapter 9. Is Naruto's ability not above mine? Humph, Tazuna said coldly. What makes you think these two ninjas are here to assassinate me? We've accepted the mission to escort you, Naruto shouted. If these two ninjas aren't here to assassinate you, are they here to assassinate me? That's hard to say, Tazuna said with a gloomy face. You ninjas make enemies all the time. Maybe they really are here to assassinate you, and I almost got dragged into this because of you. Don't say I didn't give you a chance later. Naruto angrily pointed at Tazuna. Don't blame me for not giving you a chance. You just didn't seize it. Tazuna didn't say a word. He didn't understand what Naruto meant. Just then, the two mist ninjas who had been subdued by Kakashi suddenly burst into action. Working together, they pulled out a chainsaw and launched an attack on Kakashi. Since it was a sneak attack, even Kakashi didn't react in time and was directly entangled by the chainsaw. Teacher Kakashi! Naruto shouted, his voice trembling. With Naruto shouting loudly, Kakashi was cut in half by the sharp chainsaw blade. He was cut in the waist and died instantly. The two mist ninjas succeeded in their sneak attack. After taking care of Kakashi, they quickly attacked Tazuna. Teacher Kakashi! You died so miserably. Naruto was still in grief and seemed to have forgotten about the escort mission. Since Kakashi was dead and Naruto was in an abnormal state, there was nothing they could do. At this time, only Sasuke stepped forward. Winning were slim. He could only resort to harassing attacks, throwing kunai from a distance to distract the opponents. The two mist ninjas easily dodged the kunai Sasuke threw. They changed their strategy. One of them held Sasuke back, while the other attacked Tazuna. Sakura bravely stepped forward and stood in front of Tazuna, holding a kunai horizontally in her hand and vigilantly eyeing the approaching enemy. The mist ninja attacking Sakura showed no mercy. He also took out a kunai and stabbed directly at Sakura, intending to kill her on the spot. The kunai pierced Naruto's body and blood spurted out. Sakura still held the kunai in her hand, while the mist ninja's kunai had pierced Naruto's body. Naruto gritted his teeth and stood in front of Sakura. He used his body to block a kunai attack for Sakura. At this moment, the mist ninja's kunai was sticking out of Naruto's chest. Naruto! Sakura exclaimed. Ah! Sasuke also showed a shocked expression. The battle situation was very unfavorable for them at this time. Tazuna! Blood trickled from the corner of Naruto's mouth as he spoke in a solemn tone. I'm right, aren't I? These two ninjas really are here to assassinate you. What else do you have to say? Naruto almost roared the last sentence. Since you deceived us and hid the information, we were ambushed by the ninjas. Now Teacher Kakashi is dead, and I'm seriously injured. What else do you have to say? Naruto shouted, blaming Tazuna. It's all my fault. Tazuna knelt down behind Naruto, begging for his forgiveness. I didn't have enough money. I couldn't afford to post a B-rank mission, so I had to lie and post a crank mission. It's because I'm poor that I've harmed you. Hee, Naruto said with a smug smile, then turned around and said, You could have just admitted it earlier. What? Tazuna gaped at Naruto with an incredulous look. He was stunned by the situation in front of him and didn't know what to do. Sakura and Sasuke were equally shocked and couldn't make sense of a situation right away. Teacher Kakashi, you can come out now, Naruto shouted. Just then, Kakashi walked out of the grass, holding a rope with 2 mist ninjas tied to the other end. What's going on? Sakura was completely confused. Sasuke looked around. Kakashi was alive, holding 2 subdued mist ninjas. And there were 2 active mist ninjas here, making a total of 4. Sasuke instantly understood what was going on. He threw a shuriken at one of the mist ninjas. That mist ninja neither dodged nor evaded, and was directly hit by the shuriken. Immediately, white smoke billowed from his body, and he vanished into thin air. This was the Kage clone jutsu. It turned out that Tazuna refused to admit that the mist ninjas were here to assassinate him, so Naruto and Kakashi pulled off a clever ruse. First, Naruto stepped forward to accuse Tazuna, diverting everyone's attention while Kakashi secretly hid with 2 mist ninjas. Then Naruto quietly used the Kage clone jutsu to create 2 clones, which then used the transformation jutsu to disguise themselves as mist ninjas. Just like that, the ruse was staged. The mist ninjas impersonated by Naruto's clones killed Kakashi, but the killed Kakashi was just a clone, and the real Kakashi had been hiding in the grass. The 2 mist ninjas impersonated by Naruto's clones. One held Sasuke back while the other attacked Sakura. At this time, Naruto rushed out to block a kunai and directly used the strategy of feigning injury to deceive Tazuna into admitting everything. Naruto explained all this with a smug look, pointing at Tazuna and laughing. Old man, you were so scared you knelt down. I told you when I give you a chance, you don't know how to take it. You were so stubborn. Are you regretting it now? Well, I, Naruto Uzumaki, will be the Hokage in the future. I'm big-hearted and don't want to quibble over this little money, Naruto said arrogantly. As long as you are sincere and tell me the truth, I'm willing to escort you back to your country, even if I suffer a bit. But now I'm very disappointed in you. Tazuna lost his previous overbearing manner. He was completely convinced by Naruto. He couldn't help but admire this shortest ninja. He never thought Naruto was so powerful. Sakura walked over and asked, Naruto, why is there blood on you? This isn't blood. Naruto took out a bottle of ketchup from his pocket and said, This is just some ketchup I prepared in advance. Just a little bit of ketchup deceived you all. Looking at how nervous you were just now, I find it so funny. Ha ha ha. Sakura got angry. She'd really been worried about Naruto. She never thought it was a self-directed and self-acted play by Naruto, which made her worry for nothing. Sakura fumed inwardly. Naruto, you're really too despicable. At this time, Sasuke began to doubt himself deeply. When did Naruto collude with Kakashi to put on this act? Why did Naruto and Kakashi cooperate so well, while he himself seemed like an outsider, completely unaware of the inside story? Sasuke thought to himself, Naruto can cooperate so well with a Jonin, which proves that Kakashi has already recognized Naruto. Although Jonin are powerful, they wouldn't team up with a useless person. Since Kakashi can cooperate with Naruto, doesn't that mean Naruto's abilities surpass mine? Sasuke felt a great deal of pressure. Just a few days ago, Naruto was the last ranked underdog in the class, but now he can cooperate with a Jonin. Naruto's progress was really hard to accept. At this time, Kakashi walked over and said, Naruto, you're really being relentless. After all, he is our mission client. Can't you be more polite? Chapter 10. I'll cut off the hatred against Konoha. Kakashi walked over and said, Mr. Tazuna, since the situation has exceeded the mission's limit, I have a few questions for you. Tazuna lowered his head. Who exactly attacked you? And why? Kakashi said, I'll decide whether to terminate the mission based on your answer. The guy who wants me dead is extremely terrifying. Tazuna's tone grew heavier. I'm sure you've all heard his name. Naruto thought to himself, what's there to be scared of? He's just a nobody. Super rich tycoon Gato. Tazuna said with his head down. I didn't have enough money, so I could only report it as a C-rank task. That Gato has so much money that he can hire a large number of thugs and ninjas. He has very powerful strength under his command. About a year ago, the rich tycoon Gato took a fancy to the Land of Waves. It's an island country. By controlling the maritime transportation of the Land of Waves, he directly took control of the country's economic lifeline. Gato controls the maritime transportation, which is like he's sucking the blood out of the Land of Waves. He controls both shipping and commodity prices. Moreover, he has far-reaching influence, and may even be involved in smuggling contraband. And I just wanted to build a cross-sea bridge for the Land of Waves, bringing hope to the country and getting rid of Gato's control. Kakashi got the point. He turned to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura and said, A C-ranked task might encounter resistance, and even allow the use of violence, but you won't encounter ninjas. Now that hostile ninjas are involved in this incident, this is no longer a crank task, but a prank mission. This mission has exceeded the specifications, Kakashi said. We're a team. It's up to the 4 of us to decide whether to continue with the mission. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all fell silent. Tazuna blurted out, I lied to you. It's all because I'm too poor. The whole Land of Waves is poor and can't even afford a little more money. Just terminate the mission. Let Gato kill me. Then my daughter will be very sad, but you don't have to worry. By then, you'll have returned to Konoha. My daughter will definitely hate your Konoha, because it was the Konoha ninjas who abandoned her father. Maybe one day, by some chance, my daughter becomes a ninja, and might even take revenge on your Konoha. What? Kakashi was utterly confused and thought to himself, do you know how many excellent ninjas there are in Konoha and how powerful they are? Even if your daughter becomes a ninja, she won't be able to threaten Konoha village. It's really possible, Naruto said. What this old guy said isn't an exaggeration at all. What? Sakura said. Naruto, are you crazy? How could such a thing happen? Sasuke also didn't believe it. He thought it was impossible for this old guy's daughter to come back and take revenge on Konoha, even in 10 lifetimes. No, it's really possible, Naruto said firmly. Since I'm going to be the Hokage in the future, I won't allow Konoha ninjas to hurt others. I'll cut off the hatred against Konoha. Kakashi stared at Naruto seriously and mused to himself. Naruto doesn't act like a kid at all. Does he know something about Konoha village? It doesn't add up. Given Naruto's current standing, he couldn't possibly have access to Konoha's internal affairs or high-level information. Continue the mission, Naruto said with a determined look in his eyes. As the future Hokage, I've got no reason to abandon this mission. Really, Naruto, Sakura thought to herself. He's always going on about becoming the Hokage. I really don't think he can pull it off. Sasuke had been gazing at Naruto since a little while ago. Naruto's performance shocked him greatly. It was the first time he felt completely overshadowed by Naruto. Sasuke thought to himself, of course, the mission has to continue. Otherwise, how can I improve myself? Sasuke said out loud, I also agree to continue the mission. Seeing Sasuke's stance, Sakura quickly said, then let's continue the mission. Among the 4-person team, 3 had already agreed to continue the mission. As the team leader, Kakashi naturally couldn't object and had to agree to let the mission continue. Kakashi and his group moved forward. Soon, they found a small boat by the sea. A boatman steered the boat towards the land of waves. Everyone on the boat kept quiet. No one said a word because they were sneaking into the land of waves by stowing away on the boat. If they wanted to enter the land of waves through proper channels, they could only take the boat owned by the wealthy Gato. Obviously, Kakashi and his group wouldn't take Gato's boat, so they had to stow away. After the stowaway boat docked, Kakashi and his group got off and officially stepped onto the territory of the land of waves. The boatman quickly sailed the boat away, not daring to stay in this troublesome place for long. Escort me home until I finish building the sea bridge, Tazuna said and then walked off. The others followed suit. On the way, Kakashi looked worried and thought, this is going to be tough. If there are ninja attacks next time, they'll definitely be stronger Jonin, not Chunin anymore. Such a pain. In the previous battle, Naruto stole the limelight, which bruised Sasuke's ego. So Sasuke ran to the front of the group to lead the way. Sasuke thought, I can't lose to Naruto this time. I got to turn the tide. Sasuke dashed to the front of the group, diligently scouting the way and remaining vigilant all around. After a long time, Sasuke let out a sigh of relief because there were no signs of enemies. Sasuke thought, it seems our sneaky entry into the land of waves was a success. The enemies didn't even realize we'd snuck in. Just then, Naruto suddenly threw a kunai. The kunai vanished into the grass. Naruto's action made everyone tense up. What? Sasuke couldn't believe his eyes. He'd been at the front of the group but hadn't detected any enemies, yet Naruto threw a kunai, which meant Naruto had spotted one. Impossible. Sasuke directly pushed aside the grass to see what Naruto's kunai had hit. When the grass was pushed aside, a white snow rabbit lay on the ground with a kunai embedded in it. Humph! Sasuke sneered disdainfully and thought to himself, so it's just a rabbit. I knew it. There's no way Naruto could discover the enemy earlier than me. It's impossible. What? A snow rabbit? When Kakashi saw the rabbit killed by the kunai Naruto had thrown, his face instantly changed color. It was a white snow rabbit that only appeared in winter when the sunlight duration was short. It was summer now, and there was no way such a white snow rabbit would be wandering in the jungle. There was only one explanation. This snow rabbit was artificially bred. Only ninjas would breed such snow rabbits and use them as decoys. Kakashi suspected that there was a ninja hiding in the grass. As it turned out, after Naruto threw a kunai, the ninja left the snow rabbit as a decoy and then hid elsewhere. After Naruto's kunai hit the snow rabbit, it could deceive inexperienced ninjas. Just like Sasuke, they might think it was just the noise made by an ordinary rabbit. Only an experienced Jonin like Kakashi could detect something was wrong.